Hey everybody, it's Mr. Haskell, and I'm back with more things that you should know by being alive. This is the President's Edition still, and yeah, this is Woodrow Wilson. If you've been a student of mine or in my classroom, you know I have a large head of Woodrow Wilson hanging in my room to remind me just how much I dislike Woodrow Wilson. But that's not important here. I want to remain, relatively impartial as I give you some facts and figures about Woodrow Wilson. So, who was Woodrow Wilson? Woodrow Wilson was our 28th U.S. president, and he served from 1913 to 1921. He was a former president of Princeton University. He was the first Southern-born president to serve in office since before the Civil War. He was known for some progressive domestic reforms and also leading the United States into World War I. I could be polite here and say that he's a complicated figure. He did his best to be a champion of democracy abroad, but he was deeply racist at home. So that's a huge stain on his legacy. Now, as far as his domestic policies go, the New Freedom was kind of his tagline, kind of like playing off of TR's Square Deal. But Wilson was a progressive era reformer, and his New Freedom platform aimed to dismantle big monopolies and expand individual liberty. Some of the major actions during his time as president involved the creating of the Federal Reserve System in 1913, the establishment of the Federal Trade Commission, the FTC, passing the Clayton Antitrust Act to strengthen trust busting, installing the Underwood Tariff, and then the 16th Amendment, which brought about the income tax, was ratified during his term. He also was responsible for signing the Federal Farm Loan Act and the Keating-Owen Child Labor Act. So there we go. Now, World War I kind of overshadows a great deal of his presidency, and so foreign policy plays an important role in his legacy. So he tried to keep the United States neutral when World War I broke out in 1914. But after German U-boat attacks and then the Zimmermann telegram, he finally led the United States into war in 1917. He famously declared that the world must be made safe for democracy. He laid out his 14 points for peace, calling for self-determination, open diplomacy, and a League of Nations. He helped negotiate the Treaty of Versailles at the end of World War I, but the U.S. Senate rejected it. He couldn't quite get along with Republican Senator Henry Cabot Lodge. And the United States, as a result, didn't ratify the treaty, and we never joined the League of Nations. As far as some of his additional legacy and some controversy during his terms, he won the Nobel Peace Prize in 1919. He did suffer a major stroke in 1919, and his wife Edith ran the executive branch for over a year. They kept things hush-hush. She would actually hold his hand with hers over the top and sign documents for him. He resegregated the federal government, undoing any progress that was made during Reconstruction. Today, historians are severely divided on his legacy. He may have been a visionary abroad, but he was a completely regressive racist at home. Some fun facts about him. He is the only president to have a PhD, Dr. Wilson. He oversaw the first White House press conferences. He prohibited alcohol on U.S. Navy ships, which would foreshadow prohibition, quite popular. And the 1912 election, which he won, featured 4 major candidates, including Teddy Roosevelt running against William Howard Taft. Roosevelt, of course, the Progressive Bull Moose Party. The bottom line, or the TLDR on Wilson, he was a progressive reformer, the World War I president, and the League of Nations architect. He expanded the government's role in the economy. He left a very controversial racial legacy. Big ideas, mixed execution. So there we are. Woodrow Wilson. Thanks for watching.